Hi, Lopa. Thanks for joining us on today's show on
Most
Sports
welcome.
Talk with Sports Paddock. So welcome.
Thank you.
So a little bit about yourself, just so that our viewers will know a little bit more about you. You've captained the Karnataka State team 7 times, and you've represented Karnataka 15 times, and you've played for India 3 times, where under 16 in 2013, you were the highest scorer against Japan and China.
Yeah,
And
in 2 games.
and you've also played the women's level FIBA Asia and the SAAF women's level, right?
Yes, SAAF games in Nepal,
In Nepal,
where we got a gold.
gold.
Yeah.
Wow, some terrific memories, I'm sure. So you said that
Yeah.
you had played in 2013 and 2019, right?
19, yeah.
So what was that gap during that time?
So I had an ACL injury in 2017.
Wow, okay.
Actually, 2016 end. So so I had played India in 2013. That was the first time when I was 15 years old. And after that, I made it to the under 18 Indian camp, where I was kept until the top 16, and I was dropped from the team because I was still very young. I was 15 and I was still in the under 18 camp. So next year again, I had my under 18, and that's when I had my ACL tear. So I couldn't make it to the team.
During a match, you had your ACL?
Before I left for my camp, actually, I was called for both the camps, the main camp and the top 16 camp as well. But when I approached my doctor, he said it was a complete ACL tear and I wouldn't be able to play. So I had to tell them that I won't be coming.
So how long were you out for?
I was out for almost a year. A whole year, actually.
A whole year. And then again, you made a comeback after that.
Yeah, 2017 and I started playing 2018. I started playing like my nationals and, all the competitive, like very competitive tournaments. And then 2019 is when I got the camp. I think 2 years after my injury, I did not get an Indian camp. I was still just starting to play. I believe I was good, but then they didn't recognize me until 2 years, and then they called me for camp. So yeah.
Wow. So wait, on that note of where you had taken that 1 year gap, how did you mentally cope with, having to start from zero and then get back to the same place that you are in right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. Especially, I think it was very hard for me because for some reason I knew I was going to be in the team. I knew because I was the senior player in the under 18. That was my peak performance. I played extremely well in the nationals, and we got a gold that year. Like Karnataka landed a gold that year at nationals. So we had the upper hand. Otherwise, we were always in the lower pools coming up. But this time we had actually made it. So it was, easier on the players if their team wins in the nationals. So it was really hard. I had just started college, in fact. And so I was, but I also knew, as a sports person, I knew injuries are always gonna, it's gonna come and go. It's how you handle it at the end of the day. So I didn't really beat myself down. I just, there's obviously gonna be, it's under 18, it's one thing I couldn't play, but there's always going to be women's, and that's what I looked forward to. I said, okay, since I took it up as a challenge, since I missed my under 18, I didn't want anybody saying that, she's got an ACL injury and she's going to be out. I didn't want the whole, your career's gone after you get an injury kind of. I didn't, because I feel like if people say that, that's going to hurt me more than actually me, going through the pain and trying. So I was just like, no, I'll try to make a comeback and
like a no-quitting attitude.
Yeah, I focused on myself. It was really hard because since I was in college, I had to write my exams and I used to always take an off when, from the gym and everything. It was really hard, but then in a year, I made up my mind to go in the morning and evening, make sure I'm working out properly. And
So you
I,
doubled your practice routines.
yeah, I doubled it. I used to go in the morning and in the evening, and I used to work out. I think in the evenings, one day it was almost like 10 p.m. and my dad came because I left home by 5:36 and I was there working out till 10. So my dad, came to check in the gym if everything was okay. And yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes I would just, take a really long time in the gym, but also because it's a slow process. Like you can't hurry it up. Like
Yeah.
I was
Injuries,
very
you
slow.
cannot recover from it quickly.
Yeah. You have to take it slow. You have to, take it gradual. Very, yeah. And I was doing it very lightly. Like I didn't go very intense. I was doing very lightly because I knew it takes time. I knew it's gonna, take time.
That's true. And on that note of slow, how were you handling the slow period of lockdown and the pandemic as an athlete, as a player? How did you like balance things out mentally and physically?
Well, for starters, I was in Coorg. So I got
Hometown.
stuck there. Yeah. So for me, it wasn't so grueling or any of such because I was in Coorg. I did not have much network, but we could go to the river. We could just go for walks. It was more of an open space, so I could do my workout around the house, and I could go. And I had my cousins as well there, so it was really it didn't drain me as much. I did keep fit, but after like maybe 2 months or so, because the thing is, I never had family time because I was always playing during my holidays. So I never had my summer vacations. I was always at nationals. Or summer vacations, I was always at state camp. Christmas, I was at state camp, and then New Year, I was off at nationals. So I kind of missed my holiday the minute I started playing, and I started going for tournaments. So I kind of wanted to spend time with my family. So I took those 2 months to spend time with my family, and then I started working out, just doing home workouts, and just
Did you have any
just
diet as such, like to keep you like on the go?
um, well, I don't have, so my body is very different as compared to another person's. The thing about me is, if I don't work out, I don't put on weight. So if I'm only sitting in one place, I'm kind of losing weight.
So your metabolic rate is very high.
Yeah, so, and for me, I don't have any protein shakes as such, but I do concentrate on having like egg as my protein. So I have like 2 eggs a day, and I make sure I'm drinking milk or Horlicks or whatever mom gives me, and a lot of vegetables.
So home food,
Um,
basically.
yeah, just home food. I never really enjoyed eating out. I have a very sensitive stomach also. So I tend to, get upset really soon. So I really cut down eating out and stuff. So I just, stick to
Wow.
home food.
Wow. Because most of the people have either told me that they've like started binging more during the lockdown, or they started like getting more lethargic or like procrastinating. But I think 2020 has given you much more than you could expect.
No, I mean, I did go through all of that, but my body type, like I said, is different. So you won't really notice any difference if I'm eating a lot or if I'm not, because it's just like this.
So if you would have to like address a person who's going through, say, a dilemma in terms of getting out to play or can't play, at least you were in an open space, how would you talk to a person and tell him like, should he
So
step out
yeah,
now, how to handle that?
I have spoken to friends who were stuck in Bangalore, and some of them started doing yoga. Some of them started doing yoga in their balcony or terrace or wherever they could find space. Some of them started doing like indoor home workouts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it was, and there were also free workouts online that people were sharing, and people were helping out with diets and this and that. So I think they had access to all of this. So I think that they have done something similar to maybe yoga or in-home workout, indoor workout. Because I went to decathlon after the lockdown, and all like the equipments were like sold out.
Sold
Everything
out.
was like bought.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
all the because I wanted Terra bands and loop bands and those small, everything was sold out. So I was asked to order online. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people bought all of these equipments and they were working out at home. So, I mean, it's
Wow.
going to be monotonous because they're staying like indoors. But I think if they change their style of exercise daily, it's not going to be monotonous. So,
Good point. Good point.
yeah, if they were changing their routine, if they were changing their everyday routine, even their everyday diet intake,
Mm-hmm.
I think they wouldn't get bored very soon, and it wouldn't be so monotonous for them, for them to feel lethargic.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point, actually. And I think that's something that one should carry forward in the next year. So, what would
Yeah.
you have planned out for next year as another question? Like, do you have a plan in place or a strategy in place for 2021?
So, as in terms of what? In terms
In terms
of
of
like
like
a sport?
your game, your sports career.
Yeah. So I've actually started working out properly now. So I've started working out properly, and I'm looking. So my endurance really got messed up during the lockdown because I didn't really work on it. So I feel like now I need to know my weak points. So I'm noting down all my weak points and I'm working towards it. So now that my endurance is low, I'm going to start running more. And then if I feel my strength is low, I'm going to be lifting more. If I feel like stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna work on all my weakness. And also I'm scared to go out and play in the outdoor open courts. So I'm just doing dribbling. Like I have a basketball at home, so I'm doing fancy dribblings between my legs and my back. Just trying to just stay home just for now. Like
Just for
just
now.
until things get a little more cleared out. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't like have social distancing with basketball. It's a contact sport. You can't
Exactly. I
dodge
mean, it
that.
has opened. I do see my friends going out and playing, but for me, I'm just like a little bit scared as of now. So I just don't want to start anytime soon.
So you're staying indoors and keeping fit, like indoors until
Yeah,
you can
I'm
finally
staying
get back.
indoors. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, okay. And I shall get to one last question about you in sports. Can you tell me one most memorable time in your sports career?
This is a question a lot of people have asked me. The thing is, no, I don't think I have the most memorable moment because
You
every
have many.
every tournament, every tournament there's a journey, there's a story behind it. Whether it's from school days to my Indian days, to my Indian team days, like from being in a school team to playing with my classmates and my fellow Cottons teammates to playing with my Indian teammates. Each tournament I've had like really good memory. But I think my proudest would be when I got back and when I played for India.
Yeah.
Because because I really worked hard for it, and I worked hard behind closed doors. Like I think for a year, none of I wouldn't go to college tournaments. I wouldn't go for their tournaments and sit on the bench to watch them play.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go for any tournaments that are happening around Bangalore because I would feel bad. So like if I had, if I wanted to go sit and watch. So I kind of worked on myself without anybody watching me, be there at any gaming event. So I wanted it to be big when I got back. So I feel like playing for India and getting that gold medal in SAAF games, that was my first international gold medal.
Okay.
So I think, after
That
coming
was
back from an injury and getting that, I think that is my very recent, most
all-time
memorable
high.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And actually, if I can ask you one more question, because your experience has been something which I think many girls who are playing basketball, whether at a professional level or even at a college level, what would you tell them in terms of getting out there? Like, how would you advise them? Do you see girls playing more basketball? Do you see people around you playing more basketball? Not the professional circle, but even just your friends. You see a lot of
Yes.
girls playing a lot more sports, and even in basketball.
I do. I see a lot of girls. I've seen a lot of girls in school come up to me and say that they watched me play and then they wanted to start. So that has been, I've been very humbled by that. I'm very happy that they, it's very nice to know that, you're inspiring somebody to do
Yeah,
something.
true.
Yeah, just to go out there and play. So I've seen a lot of them in school and college. My neighbors also have come up to me and they said that their kids wanted to play basketball. So I was very happy. And I think girls as such, it's an upcoming sport. And I really hope that more girls start playing, get involved, because it's very fun. And I don't think that anybody, and it's it takes your mind off things, and you take the wins and the losses as it comes, and it helps in character building. So I really think that more girls should play. I have seen it personally, but I think more girls can and should, and I feel like if they work hard and if they are consistent. So the one thing I kind of stress on is consistency, because I think that working hard, yes, everybody does that. Everybody, if they love to do something, they do it, but then they got to be consistent.
True.
So just like when I was playing basketball, there are times I didn't get into the team, but that didn't stop me from trying again. So, and being consistent and working on things that, people call were my weak spots. So I think being consistent, they should, I did it along while studying as well. I had my exams, and I would play a tournament a day before the exams or in between exams, and, go and write. So I think being consistent should really, help them.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. And now Bangalore and even across India, there are many leagues coming up for people who want to play basketball, football, cricket. So India is slowly
Yes.
giving them the platform to do that as well. So
Yeah,
it's a really promising case.
it's really nice to see that there are leagues coming up, because when I was playing, when I was in Cotton's playing, I didn't know much about them. But now, there's a league happening every now and then. And I think social media just gives them the platform to, just go out there. And it's not, the thing is about leagues, it's not even for people who are playing professionally. It's for anyone who just wants to go out there and feel the competitiveness and just have fun, because they're like, some of them might have stopped at an early age, and some of them will have their monotonous work, and they would have just been going to work and this and that, so they need a break from it. So this gives them that opportunity to be competitive and to have fun, and give them the break to bring back their their old batchmates that they played with and play. So since there's no age limit, and it's really nice to see that.
That's so true. And that's such wonderful thoughts also. And thank you for sharing that as well, Lopa. Like your experiences, your highs and your ultimate lows of coming out of an injury. And thank you so much. We really, really loved the insightful thoughts and views. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Sanana. Thank you.